Austin, good to see you. I have a question today that I think is on everyone's mind. Is it a good idea to max out your 401k? For 2023, the max 401k contribution limit is 22,500. If you're 50 plus, that jumps to 30,000 a year. 401k is generally the most accessible and easiest way to save for retirement. So how important is it that we max it out every year?
The short and sweet answer, Aaron, is very important, right? As you
Okay.
mentioned, the 401k is the most popular retirement savings plan available to most individuals, right?
Mhm.
So having access to this is very common. And if we have the cash flow, maxing it out is very, very important because we know those contribution limits for a 401k, as you just mentioned, are very high, much higher than something like an IRA or even a Roth IRA that comes with um, income restrictions to contribute to. So, being that it's the most widely recognized retirement plan and the higher contribution limits, if we have the cash flow, very important we take advantage of it.
Okay. One drawback, though, to 401k is very limited investing options. So, when do you advise branching out and investing in stocks or ETFs as well?
Very important consideration here, Aaron. And unfortunately, I would say all too often we run into folks here at Patriot Wealth where, you may have worked at a job for 10 or 15 years, got a new job, and all of a sudden you forget about that old 401k, right?
Hmm.
So when you move jobs, it's very important to revisit that 401k and just understand that you're eligible at that point to roll over that old 401k to a rollover IRA. And at this point, we have a much wider scope of investment options. And really having that flexibility is key because perhaps we can lower internal costs within our investment portfolio. And in turn, right, that helps us achieve that rate of return that we're targeting over time.
Hmm. Now, let's say I am maxing out those contributions in my 401k each year, but then I become a little bit cash poor, and then all of a sudden I need money for a big purchase. If I tap that 401k, I'm going to be facing some severe penalties.
That is correct. So we know that with a 401k, it's great where it's accessible, right? We can contribute to it, and most of us can because it's offered through our employer. But one
Right.
of the biggest drawbacks is it's restrictive, right? We can't just withdraw money whenever we want. Otherwise, we're going to be faced with an early withdrawal penalty and also, of course, taxes. So we really do not want to have to tap into that 401k prior to age 59 and a half. And that is why here at Patriot Wealth, we really spend a lot of time focusing on tax diversity. So it's
Mm.
good to save in that 401k, but we also want to be cognizant and build up other areas as well, including something perhaps like a brokerage account, which there is no annual contribution limit to, and it's accessible prior to age 59 and a half without any penalties.
Right, good point. Now, let's say that I'm 50 and just realizing that I have not saved enough for retirement. What do I do?
Well, here the IRS is our friend, right? If we're over 50, we know that for IRAs and 401k contribution limits, they're higher. We have what's called a catch up contribution, and we are eligible for this if we're over 50 years old. So if you're behind, then not a worry. There is time to plan and build up this retirement nest egg. And this is likely, I would add, the time where we may have more access to cash, right? We're likely at our peak earning years, and perhaps maybe the kids are older, out of college, supporting themselves, right? Maybe the wife and yourself are empty nesters. And I think this is important to recognize that if we have the cash, now's the time to get aggressive and really that we can make up some lost ground here during perhaps this last 10 to 15 years before retirement.
Yeah, that's good to know because I think a lot of times we're so scared that it leads to paralysis. So it's nice to know it's never too late. Austin, if somebody has questions about, you mentioned their tax diversification or if their 401k is allocated properly, what's the best way to reach you?
Yes, you can give us a call at 919-322-4113 or shoot us an email at info@patriotwealthnc.com.
All right, Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.